Hi there! Welcome back to another video on my channel. Sorry that it's been a minute. School has started back up for me. I've had to try to get my classes in order and all that good stuff. And plus, I am teaching this semester too. So work, school, wife, new marriage, and moving is quite a lot. So I apologize for this video being a little late, but hopefully it'll be a good one and you guys are going to like it. Before we get into this video, just because things are getting a little bit busier for me, it would be super helpful for you guys to kind of spread the word about this channel. There's ways you can do that to help me out, like liking this video, sharing it with a friend, commenting, any sorts of engagement whatsoever, and subscribing to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, welcome. We do a lot of fun Pokemon stuff, but I also do makeup on this channel and some shopping fashion videos, and basically anything that's kind of quirky and geeky is here. It's predominantly Pokemon, but I've done another cosplay video for a Marvel character as well, so feel free to check that out. We are going to go through my Pokemon doll collection, and I'm really excited. I've never really shown anybody this. I mean, I think Douglas has seen some of my dolls, but he hasn't seen all of them, so the only people who really know about this are my family. I have a giant tub here that is too heavy for me to put on this couch, so we're going to go through each one of my dolls, and I'm just going to kind of tell you like what they are, what the backstory is, and where I got them. The first one, we're going to start with the oldest like Pokemon plushie I have, and it's actually this giant Squirtle pillow. You know, he's an oldie but a baddie. He's an oldie but a goodie. But you can definitely tell he's a little bit worn. I have had this since infancy. I don't have a single childhood memory where this guy wasn't with me at one point in time. I mean, I just remember washing him in the laundry machine once, and his nose got all scraggled, and I was like super depressed. But this guy has been with me through, God, all childhood, all my, first crushes and everything else, my parents' divorce, and even me moving to a brand new city and like getting married. And I swear to God, I will have this thing on my deathbed. So I'm very proud. This is my pride and joy. Obviously, he's probably my favorite. I have a squirrel tattoo, so it just kind of, I don't know. He's my buddy. That's all I can say. So I'm super proud that you guys get to meet him in all his glory. And yes, he's like kind of like a giant pillow, but now I just kind of like use him as like a doll. So I'm just gonna set him down, and we will show you the rest of these guys. One we have is this 20th anniversary Pikachu doll. They were selling this at Walmart. I don't know if you could get them anywhere else, but like they were selling these at Walmart. It's just your standard like Pikachu doll, but I figured that maybe this would be like a more collectible thing I have. Most of the stuff I have is just meant like from my childhood, so I didn't really care about like dolls or resale value or anything like that. I collect for joy. I don't really collect for I don't know, for reselling them later. But this is one doll I've kept in its packaging just because it's special for the 20th anniversary, and I probably won't take it out just because I have like other Pikachu dolls, and I don't really feel the need to like play with this one or anything like that. Pikachu's not really my personal favorite, but because it was like a special promotion, I figured I'd pick this one up. So I'm just gonna set him over here. Speaking of Pikachu dolls, I have this other one that I got as a gift from a family member. So obviously another Pikachu doll, but this one is sleeping. He still has the tag on and everything else. But I've seen these around a lot of different like stores like Target or whatever. I might reference Target a lot because I got a lot of these dolls from Target just in different stages of my life. But this one is relatively recent. I think this was like a past Christmas ago or something. So yeah, still cute. I'm gonna put him with the rest of the other Pikachu right here. Next we have this Lapras doll. It's absolutely gorgeous. Douglas got it for me at GameStop when he first moved to Boston. And for those of you who don't know, Lapras is technically my spirit Pokemon. I can have a whole other video talking about like how to find your spirit Pokemon, and it's not as complicated as you would think. But I did the whole test, and I got Lapras, which I think is really fitting because not only is it a water type, and my favorite Pokemon tend to be water types or fairy types, but it's also very family oriented and very loyal and kind of wise and mysterious. So, I mean, I don't know how mysterious I am, but I like to consider myself a very family oriented person, and I like to travel in packs. So it seemed like a good fit to me, and like, who doesn't like Lapras, you know? So again, one of my favorite dolls, just because it's like, I feel like the more recent ones are like the nicest, or like at least the Pokemon plushies have gotten like more legit over time. Speaking of another really, really nice Pokemon plushie, I got this Cacnea. You might recognize this from another like short little video I did from my Fan Expo experience, but I got this Cacnea when I picked it up there. I'm not a huge fan of Cacneas. A lot of times when I buy like Pokemon plushies, I don't necessarily try to pick out my favorite one, but I just go based on like design and if I think it's aesthetically pleasing. And I just love the craftsmanship that went into this and like the stitching, and it's like a decent size and it's like nice to hold. So yeah, I really enjoy it. And maybe like, I don't know, I was thinking about maybe doing like a fun James cosplay with this Cacnea. It might be a fun thing to do. So if you'd like to see that, let me know, and I might make a video out of it. Who knows? Another one of, not really like a licensed doll. I picked up this shelter when I went to visit Douglas in Sao Paulo. It was in, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Sao Paulo, but Sao Paulo kind of has this neighborhood called Liberdade, and it's full of people who immigrated over primarily from Japan, but they have, it's a neighborhood just filled with like different Asian restaurants and museums and merchandise and things like that. And one of the hidden malls in there, they were selling like kind of like bootleg Pokemon plushies, and I picked this shelter up. It's got like a little thing you can dangle too. It's not the best made, but like I thought it was cute, so I picked it up as like a little souvenir. And this one is a chestpin I think I got from Target a while ago. This is when X and Y first came out. And originally I think my favorite design was chestpin. I think I picked chestpin at first, although like no tea, no shade. I was a big fan of Fennekin. I never really liked Froakie, just like aesthetically. And I'm some of the people in like the vast minority who actually enjoyed Fennekin and Delphox, despite like, you know, its obvious weaknesses. But I don't know. I liked how happy he looked. He was adorable, and I, you know, decided to pick him up. He's not as like big as the other dolls, but he's cute. Another doll I got from X and Y is Dedenne, and oh my god, when Dedenne came out, I like had it on my team, and this had to be like my MVP of my team. This is one of my favorite Pokemon from X and Y. It's electric and fairy type, and when the fairy type came out, like, oh, I was over the moon with every single design. But I loved Dedenne, and I still love him to this day. I think it's the cutest out of all the Pikachu clones, personally. I like the fact that it doesn't evolve. I like the fact that it's tiny, and I kind of like how they really showed it off in the anime too. But it's just adorable, and this is still one of my favorite dolls, despite it being like one of the dolls I got from like Target or whatever years ago. But very, very, very cute. Speaking of another version of, I guess, Pikachu or Raichu, I got this Alolan Raichu shortly after Sun and Moon came out, and I really just liked, again, I didn't use Alolan Raichu before I picked up this plushie, but I really liked how it was made. I like how you can see it like standing on its tail and everything else. For people who don't know, this type is electric and psychic, and I decided after I got this plushie to use it in my game, and I actually really, really liked using it. But again, it's one of those things I actually like the craftsmanship on it. I thought it was like a unique doll or plushie to have, and I think it was just made well. I think it's really cute. And I think I got this one from GameStop because I was deciding between this one and I think like a Granbull maybe? Don't quote me on that. But it was, again, at GameStop right after the games came out, which was a couple years ago. Okay, so this one is actually probably, I think if I had to rank these, probably my second or third favorite doll. This is a Flygon I got when I was really, really young. and I think it was shortly after Emerald came out. But I was really young, and I always wanted a Flygon on my team, but I wasn't old enough to realize like how exactly you got it through evolution, and I just thought it took a way too long to evolve, so I was impatient and I never had one. But like in my mind, I always wanted one, and this was like for me, this was like a better legendary than some of the legendaries in the game, if that makes sense. But I've had this guy forever. It's been one of my pride and joys because I haven't seen another doll like this since. And he's actually gone through a couple of like stitch jobs. Like he's had to get some surgery on his foot and his wing back here. And even though that might be like bad in terms of like collecting, for me it just like is better to give him a story, and it kind of shows like how much love and care went into this doll, even though this is something from like, I don't know, how old was I when those games came out? 9. So this lasted quite a long time, but I don't know. Again, this is just like nostalgia of being one of my favorite dolls at the time, so I like keeping him around. I have these dolls that came out around the same time as Emerald. It's a pair of Plus Little Minion dolls, and again, like you can't get one without the other. So I think I picked these up at Target. I got these with like maybe some birthday money or allowance money or something. And they are really handheld. They're really small. I couldn't really afford a big $30 doll at the time, so I would always buy like these little ones. And I think they make a cute matching set. They're like bling on their bellies, kind of like the other Pikachu doll, but these were like a gimmick when they first came out, and I thought they were adorable. I tried using them in the game, but that didn't end up well. But yeah, I like the concept. I like the twin concept. I'm not a twin myself, but I have a sister who's very, very close in age. So I would like to. Sometimes I like to think about like pairs and think about us as a pair, and like even though we're not twins, I feel like we're close enough in age where people just kind of lump us together as if we were twins. I have another variation of Pikachu. I feel like these are like, or like the Pikachu-ish kind of dolls are the easiest to find anywhere. And I think I bought this. I'm pretty sure I bought this, or this. I don't think this was given to me, but I normally don't pick up like Pikachu dolls. I promise I don't actually like them, but I just happen to have a lot of them in my collection. So this one I think was again just like a random purchase at Walmart or Target. I don't shop at Walmart anymore, but I can't help myself from shopping at Target. But again, just nice quality made. It's just really stood up for the past couple of years. And it's made to last, so I like it. So I'm going to show these at the same time because they're kind of in the same family. So this Eevee I actually bought for Douglas when we were first dating. And I wanted him, I thought maybe he would start his own collection, and that never really happened. But I got him this Eevee doll because he knows about Pokemon, like he grew up with it too. He's just not like a fanatic like me. But I thought if he wanted to start his own doll collection, I would get him one. And so Eevee was his favorite for a while. It was a probably popular one amongst a lot of people. And so he's been holding on to it. It's been living with him in Sao Paulo. And it came back here once we started living together. But I got this one for him. And around the same time, oops, don't fall over there. No! Okay. Around the same time, we also picked up this Flareon and Vaporeon. For some reason, Douglas really, really likes Flareon. And so we picked this one up for him. This is the one he gravitated towards. And I think it's just because it's like, I think visually the most similar to Eevee in my opinion, because it still has like the tufts of fur and the general shape, even though the color is different. And so maybe that's why he likes it. But we picked up Flareon, and I thought, okay, well, if he's fire, I will be water. So I got a Vaporeon. Vaporeon is probably one of my favorite evolutions, but I like Espeon and Sylveon too. I think Sylveon's my favorite, but Vaporeon isn't a bad option either. But so yeah, I'm water, he's fire. I try to keep up with the themes. I thought about collecting all the evolutions, but I've seen some plushies of like some of the other ones, and frankly, I think they're kind of ugly. So I kind of stopped after these 3, but who knows? I might get the rest of the set sometime in the future. Here is another quirky kind of Pokemon plush that I have that I haven't seen a lot of people have. I ordered this one off of eBay a couple years ago on a whim when I finally had some money after I was working. The only real big flaw to it is that it's missing like a little, this is Grumpig, for people who don't know. And the only problem with this Grumpig is it's missing a ball on its head. And that came off when it was shipping to me. I think whoever made this was from China. And so it took a long time to get to me, and like the ball fell off, but that's okay. Other than that, I think it's made super well. It's similar to, I think it's the same company that made the Cacnea doll. But it's really, I thought it was really good. I think the stitching's pretty good. It's like sturdy, it's like a decent size. And you can also like shape the tail to like whatever you want it to be, which is like a fun interactive part of this like plushie doll. I'm just kind of like coiling it for now, but I don't know, it's cool. I don't see a whole lot of people with Grumpig dolls or use Grumpig very often, so I thought it was nice. I haven't used it myself, but again, sometimes I like picking things based on like how it looks and not necessarily like my favorite Pokemon. And that I think is good because then it encourages me to use more Pokemon in my game playthroughs or like on my teams. I'm gonna pull out this big old Pikachu doll that I got at like probably a state fair. I'm from Indiana, so like Midwestern state fairs are definitely a thing, and they always have like bootleg Pokemon dolls. And I think I was like on a date or something, and somebody won this for me. But I've been holding on to it just because, again, it's a giant Pikachu. It's a good body pillow or something to grab onto. I'm the kind of person that sleeps with like 12 pillows every night, so keeping these things around is good for me. And it goes with the rest of the Pikachus too. So this is my big old Pikachu doll. I'm gonna put him over here. Along with the other Hoenn sets that I have, around the same time I got the Plus One Linen, I got Trico and Mudkip, and they're around the same size, and I bought them together as a pair. Again, I guess I like even numbers, I don't know. But I remember when I was a kid, I still like Mudkip to this day. It's definitely like one of my favorite starters in general. But I got Mudkip and Trico. Trico, I think, was my first choice. Again, I was a really big tomboy, so the more like, I don't know, edgy, boyish ones I tend to gravitate to. But now I like Mudkip. I like the both of them. I definitely use Mudkip more. And the reason I didn't get a Torchic one of these is because at the time my sister actually had a giant Torchic doll. And I have no idea where that went. It's a real shame because it was a gorgeous Pokemon plushie, and we might have sold it in a garage sale or something. But she had a giant Torchic, so I got these little mini ones and I put them on either side. But yeah, again, just two small ones. And I think she also had a really big Bulbasaur plush too, and I still don't know where that is. Again, I think it was sold in a garage sale or something. But she tended to like try to pick the opposite of what I liked, or like different things just to be edgy. She wasn't as into Pokemon as I am, but she definitely still picked up dolls just because I was getting dolls. And yeah, she liked those. But going along with that, I also have this like little Spinda. Again, I picked this up. I really like enjoyed the design of Spinda when I was a kid, and how it kind of like drunkenly walked everywhere, or like it's fun everywhere. And I think it's a unique gimmick that like every Spinda has a different pattern on its face. I really like that. I tried using it in the game, I remember, just because I thought it was really, really cute, and I was just kind of disappointed when it wasn't as strong as I thought it would be. But I think it's a great design in general, and how Disney it is. It is cute, and it's definitely one of those things that's like collectible more than anything else. There's some people online that try to like collect as many Spindas as they can to get like all the different patterns. But I've seen a video, and I'll like link the video below, where like people try to work out mathematically how many different Spinda patterns there are, and it's just like an impossible number. So yeah. I have this other doll. It's like a tiny Zoroark figure, and I remember, I think I got this around when Black 2 came out and when it was really popular. But for people who don't know, this is like the edgiest Pokemon design, I think, in a long time, other than like a mythical Pokemon or whatever. But basically, this is like a shapeshifter. It's like a fox. It even like has like flamethrower, I think it learns. But yeah, I was just super into it, super edgy. I was like one of those kids that wanted to be emo, but never had the courage to actually do it. So I really like Zoroark a lot, and I think like the way they integrated it in the story was really cool too. So I have like a mini one of these dolls too. I'm surprised my brother didn't try to steal it, because I know for a fact he stole one of my plushies before I left for school, even though he thinks I don't know. I had a Zubat doll too, or a Zubat plushie, and it went missing one day, and then the other day before I moved, I found it in his bedroom, just like on a shelf, so it's okay. If he misses me, he misses me. Sometimes teenage boys don't tell you when they miss you, and they do shit like that, just to kind of let you know that they love you, even if it is like stealing your stuff. Okay, I actually have this Pokemon doll too. I got this again around the same time when X and Y came out. I think I was trying to decide between this one and Tyrant. In the game, I definitely used Tyrant instead of this Pokemon. This is the other fossil Pokemon you can choose. And I did like that better, but I thought the doll design for this one was a lot nicer. I think aesthetically this one's so pretty. It's just a shame that like Rock and Ice isn't really a strong typing in general, but this is like a beautiful design. And it's really feminine, it's really pretty. I think now I like a lot more feminine Pokemon just in general than I used to. But again, it's a nice doll, it's a nice piece. I probably should have gotten the Tyrant too, but I remember getting this at a time when, let's see, X and Y came out. That would have been, I think I was still like in high school at the time, so I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend. A lot of my time when I was working in high school went to like, just kind of going to my gas money, like if I wanted to go on dates and stuff, or a lot of it went into helping out my siblings too. So I didn't have a lot of money to spend necessarily on myself all the time, but it is what it is. All right, and the last doll I have in this tin is this Rowlet doll. But in fact, I picked Popplio as my starter for Sun and Moon. Because everybody liked Rowlet and I didn't want to hop on that bandwagon really. So I haven't used him yet. I've used Litten and Popplio, but I haven't used a Rowlet. But I just couldn't get over the fact of like how much personality this doll had. And I know Rowlet definitely has a lot more personality in the anime than necessarily the other Pokemon. So I picked him up, but I think the designs on the wings look really nice. And I wanted to get a doll from Sun and Moon, even though I didn't have one. My dream, not my dream, but like the next doll I really want to get from Sun and Moon is like a Beware doll or a Stuffle, because that's like one of my favorite Pokemon from that gen. Or Cutie Fly, that would be nice to kind of match this channel too. But like those two were like my favorite Pokemon that came out in that gen, and they're really, really cool, and I think that they're just like some of my favorite Pokemon in general. So I'm looking out for those. But until then, my Gen 7 doll is this Rowlet. And I'm excited to see what sort of dolls will come out for the new Sword and Shield games too. A Wooloo doll is going to just be absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to have to get my hands on one. And I don't know if you guys saw, I think in another video I talked about it, but they just sold like a Mareep doll that, I can't remember how much it was. It had to be like $1,000, but it was like a life-size Mareep, and I wanted it really badly. But again, I don't have $1,000 to spend on Pokemon dolls. One day I will. But yeah, so this is my Pokemon doll collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's another short personal one, but let me know if you and I have any dolls in common. Let me know what your favorite doll of mine was, or what you think I should get in the future. If you like this video and you want to see more on my channel, I have a lot of other playlists up, and I have shopping videos that are kind of similar to this one. And maybe in the future we can shop for some Pokemon dolls together. But until then, thank you for watching my video, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, thanks. Bye.